It's Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach, and I hope you're sheltering in place and that you are staying healthy and staying well. And just a quick shout out and thanks to VOWebsites.com and Jeff Bianchi, the man, the myth, the legend when it comes to creating websites for voiceover talent. The only man I trust to create and maintain my website, which is BillDeWeese.com. And right now, if you go to VOWebsites.com, Jeff's going to knock $50 off your setup fee. You get the instant DeWeese discount, only $47 one-time fee to set up your voiceover website. So check it out today. So I recently received, maybe almost 2 weeks ago, received an email from one of my students, Todd Barsness. And Todd's been following my training for a while, and we stay in touch, and he's just done extraordinarily well in voiceover. And he just shared this with me for fun, but I wanted to share it with you because it really illustrates a very important point in regards to the traditional way of thinking about voiceover, the outdated way of thinking about voiceover and thinking that you need to be in a union or that you need agency representation and all of this other nonsense. So here's the email from Todd. And oh, by the way, this is actually a copy of an email that Todd sent me that he received from a prospective client. So Todd was doing some email marketing, reaching out to prospective clients. And this was a somewhat condescending response that he received from one of these prospective clients that he reached out to. Greetings, Todd. Unfortunately, we work through casting agencies and SAG for our voiceover talents. This process allows us to find the right person for our acting roles. I would encourage you to seek an agent, possibly join SAG, and even look into acting classes if you haven't already done so. We were only able to find one credit for you on IMDb. I would encourage you to get more under your belt by, again, letting an agency pitch you rather than doing it yourself. This is pretty standard practice in our profession. Thanks for reaching out. Hope this was helpful as you take this leap into the voiceover acting world. We wish you the best. Blessings. Todd goes on to say, I emailed him back and thanked him for his time and words of wisdom. However, I didn't have the heart to tell him that I made well over $230,000 last year, and this year should be a bigger year yet. Again, Todd's been growing his business for quite a while now. Now, I don't think this gentleman meant to be condescending. I think he honestly assumed that Todd was a newbie because this man lives in a vacuum and only understands what is now the very much minority position of the voiceover business. And that is, if you live in Los Angeles and you work strictly within that realm, which is like 1% of the entire voiceover population, I'm just making a ballpark guess here. Yeah, maybe IMDb credits are important. Yeah, having an agency or an agent is going to be important. But for 99% of us, the business has changed so dramatically. IMDb credits are, I would say, pretty much useless. It's not necessary to be in the union, not by a long shot. As a matter of fact, you will narrow your channel of opportunities to work. And certainly having agency representation isn't important. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, less than 2% of my entire voiceover income comes through jobs that were secured through an agent. So the reason I share this with you is to say, when you hear people talk like this, don't let it discourage you because it represents a minority and continually shrinking position. Not only does it only represent one very small aspect of, in terms of mindset of the voiceover business, I wouldn't recommend this unless you live in LA and New York and you want to compete within that particular realm of what's going on. But like I said, 99% of the work is outside of that. You do not need that. As a matter of fact, it can be a hindrance if you want to grow a sizable income, even if you live in New York and LA. And I know because I get calls from these folks on a continuous basis saying, hey, I'm represented. I've got agency representation, and they've got great demos and they can't get work. It's because they're not looking outside of that very, very narrow channel. And frankly, it's an outdated mode of marketing. So with all of that said, don't let that discourage you. And ignore the noise that surrounds that and realize that you have the power to market yourself directly to clients. As a matter of fact, I would argue that if you don't, your chances of having any success in voiceover are slim to none. If you want to learn more, down below, I'll put a link so you can learn more about voiceover training that will help you do what I'm talking about here today. But I do wish you great success. Thanks for checking out this video. I hope you will like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk soon.